I've heard some weird stuff about Mormons. You ever heard about that soaking?
Yes, I heard about that like 2 weeks ago.
Soaking.
Is that real?
Oh, I actually did meet a Mormon in Oklahoma.
Okay.
He confirmed that soaking is real.
Okay.
And he also added to it that they will have their friends shake the bed.
That's what I heard.
So that, yeah.
I thought it was just an urban legend.
No, that's real.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I like to see what soaking is about.
Yeah. You like to see what it's about.
Yeah, and get like a vibrating bed. And
that is probably what that is. It's the same thing. It's the same concept.
It seems dope. This your boy David Lucas, and I'm out here with Mrs. Kat Timpf.
You nailed it.
She hasn't fished since she was little, like most of a lot of people that are comedians.
I was good at it when I was little, but I was little.
Detroit.
Yeah.
What kind of fish I was catching?
Well, I mean, we'd go like up north and catch like, you know, like there's like the lake fish, like get catfish and bass and that kind of thing.
Yeah. I'll throw it out there for you.
I mean, I used to think I was a bad too because I wasn't scared of the worms and stuff.
I wouldn't make you do it today.
Yeah.
You got on a nice outfit.
This is my best Taking Back Sunday crop top.
And you got that $4,000 necklace on.
Yeah, this necklace, this is a $40,000 necklace.
$40,000,
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, $40,000.
Can you give me a job on that?
Only 4 payments of $40,000.
Can you give me a job on that?
Yeah, exactly. This necklace I think was $3.
That's so funny. There's nothing like fishing downtown Austin near Glass.
This is my first time fishing in downtown Austin, for sure.
We had luck on the last podcast we filmed with Alex Stein, but we were also at a different lake.
Okay.
We'll just set it right here for you.
Okay.
And you'll see when something, you just see the rod tip, it'll start moving.
Yeah.
Hopefully we had that same luck today.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I used to go fishing all the time.
It's relaxing.
It is.
It's a peace of mind. And even if you don't catch anything, you're like, this is still nature. It's urban nature, but it's still nature. We're still in water. We still see trees.
It's more outside than we have in New York. So you're the first person to ask me to go fishing since my lesbian aunts when I was little, right?
I'm a lesbian.
Well, I mean, they're the reason I know how to do any camping activities. You know, they taught me about outside. I wouldn't know about outside.
Lesbians love being outside. Why do you think that is?
I don't know, but like they love camping.
Yeah.
But I mean, how did you get the idea to do this podcast? Like,
I enjoy fishing, and I don't like the normal setup of being in the studio.
Yeah.
It just gets very monotonous.
Yeah.
You're just used to the same thing over and over. You're answering the same questions. How did you get into comedy?
Yeah.
What inspired you to write your book?
Yeah.
What's your so we're just out here like talking.
Yeah.
Whatever comes up, and it's a relaxed atmosphere.
It is. I want to teach, like, I want my, so I'm pregnant. I told you that.
Baby mama.
I'm 4 months pregnant, almost 5 actually. And I want my kid to like know about outside. My husband, he went to war or whatever in Afghanistan. Like
Your husband did?
He was in it.
That little pretty boy you was on FaceTime with?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Damn.
He doesn't look like he's so well groomed. You would never think. I told him that because he's like from a good family. He went to boarding school. I was always like, if you didn't go to war, I wouldn't like you.
So after you go to boarding school, like how do you go into the military?
Exactly. So he went to West Point.
Oh, okay.
Because he wanted to go to West Point, and then he was thinking he wouldn't go to the actual, there's plenty you can do in the military without actually having to go. But then I think he just didn't want to feel like a pussy. I don't really know, but he was an Army Ranger. Like he was actually like.
He's dangerous.
Yeah, I'm like, it's always weird because I'm like, oh, you were actually like shooting.
Yeah, Army Rangers, that's like what the elite team, like the Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That little pretty boy you got.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see him because I was on FaceTime. He was FaceTime giving our French bulldog a bath.
Yeah, I hate.
You would never think.
I have a Frenchie. They're
not dogs.
They're smug.
They're not dogs.
They're kids.
Yes. Well, I mean, So my husband says he doesn't want to go camping because he already got paid by the government to go camping, referring to his time in Afghanistan.
No, I get it. Like, I did Boy Scouts when I was younger, and we used to go camp and rough it. I ain't with that no more.
Yeah, I mean...
Shitting in a hole.
See, I never shit in a hole. Boy Scouts shit in a hole?
Well, once I became a Eagle Scout, we did stuff like that when we're older, yeah.
Okay, when you're older, for some reason I thought you meant like a child. I'm like, that's
and then that makes sense why they're changing the name of the Boy Scouts.
Yeah. I was like, you're making kids shit in holes out here?
It was rough, man. I remember I did summer camp one year as an Eagle Scout, and I think we stayed in these things called Adirondacks. And it's like, it's 3 sides, so walls on each side, you got a back, but the front is open, which is the stupidest shit ever. And that's where we stayed for the summer. And I remember, like, when I was going home, we found all type of shit in our bags, like scorpions, little baby snakes, and I was just like I like outdoors, but I don't want to take it home.
Yeah. So we did.
I thugged it enough growing up. I don't need to go camping. RV camping.
So a lot of my mom died like 10 years ago now, but a lot of our vacations, she was very religious.
Okay.
We're like religion oriented. So
how does that work?
So I'll tell you. So we went to this place called Companions of Christ the Lamb, where it was like I don't know, it was like a retreat for but it was run by like monks and like nuns.
Where's it at?
Somewhere way up north, or no, I think this one, I don't remember where this one was. But it might have been,
what's it called?
Companions of Christ Lamb. And we like slept on like plywood, but I don't know if that was because it wasn't fully built yet. And we like went to church, and then we did get to go bird watching. But I was raised like really Catholic. Yeah. And I'm not anything anymore, but I thought for sure like I was going to hell all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, like when you do stuff like that, it doesn't make you want to follow your parents' religious beliefs.
No, it doesn't.
Look, you slept on plywood.
Yeah, I did.
And you went bird watching.
Yeah.
Like, is riding a roller coaster not holy?
Yeah, all my friends had fun. But at the time, I was Catholic too, so I felt like I was at least going to spend less time in purgatory.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, you guys are stupid. Like,
right. No, for real.
I was like, you guys are stupid. You guys we were riding jet skis. I gave up a lot. We went to this other religious retreat in Cary, Ohio, every Memorial Day weekend.
I know where that's at.
You know where that's at?
Yeah.
Every Memorial Day weekend, we did this thing where we would chant. So you would, and I remember I brought a friend once. My friends were like, where the fuck did you bring me? But we would be in a procession of doing the rosary. So first we go to church, and then we play like baseball, and then like eat like cold meatloaf sandwiches. We go back and we do
cold meatloaf sandwiches.
Yeah, with mustard. It was actually very good.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's just, I don't know.
The nostalgia.
Yeah, but then we would pray the rosary walking around the block, and then we would go back to church and like light candles, and then we'd like drive back, and like that was just normal to me.
And that was the fun.
And that was.
So what would happen when you go to your friend's house and you would experience a different religious household and saw that they actually have fun?
I just started to realize,
I'm not gonna be this.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, it was also like when I stopped, I started feeling like I shouldn't go to hell for having sex with my high school boyfriend. I started feeling like I should. That's like normal. Like I shouldn't be going to hell for that. Like I wouldn't damn myself forever for that. So then I kind of started.
Yeah, I've heard some weird stuff about Mormons. You ever heard about that soaking?
Yes, I heard about that like 2 weeks ago.
Soaking.
Is that real?
I've never hooked up with a Mormon, or actually, do I know any Mormons? I don't think I know any Mormons. So, I actually did meet a Mormon in Oklahoma.
Okay.
He confirmed that soaking is real.
Okay.
And he also added to it that they will have their friends shake the bed.
That's what I heard.
So that, yeah.
I thought it was just an urban legend.
No, that's real.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I like to see what soaking is about.
Yeah. You like to see what it's about.
Yeah, and get like a vibrating bed and
that is probably what that is. It's the same thing. It's the same concept.
It seems dope. Like, yeah, dude, where does this count?
Yeah. Well, I knew people who were religious, growing up who would do everything but actual sex, and like, they'll be like, but it doesn't count. Right. I don't see where that.
Yeah, I dated a girl like that who in high school she had anal sex.
Yeah, there was one of these in everybody's high school.
Like, you're so fucking dumb. That is the stupidest shit.
But she was still a virgin, she said. She's not, obviously.
But not her bowels loose.
Yeah, exactly. She's not. I don't know. Are you religious at all?
Yeah, I believe in God. Jesus.
See, I would like to.
Yeah.
I would like to be. I'm not.
Yeah.
And I would like to, but I'm not an atheist. I'm just a question mark.
What is it, a nuntheist?
Agnostic.
Agnostic.
Totally not. I would like to be religious. I'd be happier, I think.
Why would you like to?
Because right now I'm not sure of anything except like, I'm just like this aging bag of bones and blood, and I'm gonna keep aging and I'm gonna keep getting older until I'm like disgusting and decrepit and unfuckable, and then I'm gonna die, and then that's it. Like, that's the worst thing ever. I don't want to think that.
I think you got to go with what feels good with you.
Yeah.
What aligns with you. You know, like how I view religion, I look at our religion as there only being one mountaintop, and no matter how you get there, we all reach the same destination.
Yeah.
Some people may hike. It's like if I tell you to get here, you can take many different ways to get there. But there's only one way to actually get there. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel about it.
I mean, there's some things in the Bible that are great. Like love your neighbor, that's great.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
I agree with that. I agree with being, loving people.
What about stoning women?
I disagree with, I don't want to stone whores or whatever.
That's Old Testament.
Yeah, the Old Testament. Not chill, that wasn't...
There's a verse in the Bible where it says, a whore's fee is a loaf of bread.
A whore's fee is a loaf of bread? But
a righteous woman, hold up, I'll find the whole, I always send it to women.
You always say?
Hold up.
See, I missed this part of the Bible.
Proverbs 6:26.
Oh, Proverbs, okay.
For a prostitute can be had for a loaf of bread, but another man's wife preys on your very life.
I mean, I feel like another man's wife does prey on your life, probably. But
I mean, but shit, if that's the case, man, we're paying women too much.
A loaf of bread is crazy.
A loaf of bread.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of just hope I'll figure it out with like religion, and I don't really know.
Do you search for it?
I mean, how do you search for it? I guess I do.
Yeah.
I read things.
I think you'll find it. I just think it's, like I went to a Catholic school.
Okay.
And because my father is Hispanic, so I went to a Catholic school. And then I would go to a Baptist church with my grandparents. Yeah. So I had the duality of both. Yeah. And I just go with what feels good to me. Like, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I explored when I was younger. Yeah. I was very certain about the Catholic thing, and then. Yeah. When did you get out of it? Like 17, 18. Did your parents look at you differently? So it was a really big sticking point between my mom and I, like all the way up until she died. Oh, wow. Which I understand though, because it's like if her daughter's going to hell, that's like how of course she's gonna, but she didn't seem like, like she'd be like that religious. Like if you just hung out with her, she was really like vulgar. Get drunk. She was she didn't drink that much. She'd have like one glass of wine or once or twice a year. Yeah. And both times it would be like she was on Molly. Oh, wow. You'd be like, like really like, I love you. Yeah. Like, hey, because she didn't do it that often. Yeah. But I think she really partied when she was younger. Most people are like that. My granddaddy was very religious, and he didn't like alcohol in the house, and he smoked cigars. I never heard him curse. And I remember I asked somebody one day, I was like, why is he like this? They're like, oh, because your granddaddy was fucked up when he was younger. Well, she was just like, she would tell, she would say things that were just so disgusting and vulgar, and it's like sex jokes and stuff like that. But then she was like, you have to go to church, you have to go to confession. Yeah, I mean, it's morality. Yeah. Some people, it makes them feel good to be able to have that thing that they can hold on to. Well, she wasn't scared to die, which I'm scared to die. Right. Yeah, and like I'm going to, which is scary. But how old was she? She was 57 only. She was really young. She had a rare disease. A rare disease? Yeah. How did you know she wasn't afraid? She told you? Yeah, she wasn't afraid. She was like, I know I'm going to heaven. Oh, well, yeah, in that case, yeah. Like, I mean, I have family members who talk like that, who, that's their whole existence is to do good, and they forget about actually enjoying themselves on this existence. And they just wait and wait and then one day, you know, hopefully they go to heaven, and that's what they're working towards.
Yeah. So I'm just like bringing up, I'm like, okay, religion. I'm talking about death. I talk about death too much, probably.
And you're stand-up too?
Yeah. I started doing stand-up in 2010.
Okay.
And then I quit.
Okay. Why'd you quit?
I quit because I was in a relationship with a man who was abusive, and stand-up was like his thing, but he also he never had any success at it really, and I kind of had more. I also,
it was like, if you don't quit,
it was so much more trouble than it was worth, because whenever I had success, he'd get really mad at me, and that was part of it. I also started just doing a lot on TV. But then I feel like once you start it, there's something so deeply wrong with you if you're someone who does stand-up comedy.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And all of this was in New York?
I started in LA.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm. So I started because I had to, because things were not going well for me. Like
Even though you graduated at the top of your class?
Yeah, my first job out of college was at Boston Market.
Oh, wow.
Because I got into Columbia Journalism School, but I couldn't afford it. So I didn't go. And I just basically, my plan originally was I was going to live with my college boyfriend. I had an internship I was in LA, I had an internship at Fox Business Network.
Okay.
And I was working at Boston Market, and then I was going to move to New York after, but I was living with the college boyfriend in the middle of that. So I was like, we were gonna break up, and I was gonna move to Columbia. Right. Then I realized I didn't have the money. I didn't want to take out a loan it was like $80,000 for the year program. I didn't ever expect to have that kind of money.
$80,000
for a journalism program, it's like a year long. So I just didn't go, and then I just moved in with the boyfriend non-consensually, which was. You know,
it's always bad.
Well, we broke up, right? It doesn't solve all the problems a relationship might have.
When you're out here dating for survival,
yeah.
I tell you, when I was dating for survival,
yeah,
it makes you act right. Like when I dated the women that I needed, like because I'm like, oh, I need this half of the rent, or I need this to exist. Like it makes you act a certain way. Well, it made me act a certain way.
See, that's probably what I was doing wrong. Because like when he broke up with me, which, you know, we could all see this one coming, right? I then had to like move into this crappy apartment in like this crappy neighborhood in Long Beach. And then I lost money for that. So then I had to move in with this bartender and his whole family, this Colombian guy who was all tatted up. I was sort of kind of seeing from my job at the California Pizza Kitchen where I worked. And I still would be like, just because, you know, like I live here doesn't mean we're like together. Like, I was kind of an asshole. But that's when I started doing stand-up, because my life was in shambles. Yeah, and I needed to get on stage and make jokes about it.
That was probably your best.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is it's like when I needed it. Like I needed to go. So a lot of my material, even still, I draw on from the darkest stuff that I've been through, the darkest things in life, because you need to laugh at that stuff.
Exactly. You if you grew up too well, you can't make jokes.
Yeah.
Like there needs to be, even if you grew up well with money, there needs to be some type of adversity in your life. Yeah. There has to be something because it's all pain. That's how we learn how to cope.
Yeah.
And that's why in dark times we can offer our services to the world. Yeah.
I mean, I worry, this sounds messed up, but I worry like is my baby gonna not have enough trauma? Is my baby gonna be my baby gonna grow up to be like, but is that a trauma, to be too normal? Like, oh, my parents were, I feel like every kid complains about it though. Like, your parents always traumatized you. Either they weren't there enough or they were there too much. So my kid will find a reason to hate me.
I don't feel like you can never do right. The only thing I feel like, I don't think there's any wrong. The only thing I feel like you can do is just love the hell out of your kids. Yeah. That's it. I mean, and the way that this world is, they need our love more than ever. You know? So, I mean, you got one you don't know what you're having. Yeah. But I have 2 girls, and it's important for them to have that fatherly figure in their life, regardless of where it comes from. Yeah. I feel like all girls, all women need a father figure, someone that they can count on, because the father, like I can offer advice to my kids later on that their mom can't, and vice versa. They gotta have that. My dad is the best. I have a great dad. I'm very lucky. My dad is like, I can tell my dad anything. Was he the opposite of your mom? Was he very religious? So he went along with it because she kind of did. It never became now he never talks to me about religion, right? I think he wants it to be true, just like a lot of people do. Yeah, yeah. But they're all living by faith. Yeah, but my mom was really super into it. But yeah, no, my mom,
I mean, she also like, I put her through a lot of worry, like doing all the things I was doing, like living out in LA, living with that, you know, like, but I wanted to try to make this all happen for me.
Are your parents only child?
No, I'm the oldest though.
The oldest,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, you're a girl, like, when my kids get older, they tell me they want to move, you know, 2,000 miles away from me. I'm gonna be like, fuck, man. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, and then my mom comes out to see me, and I'm like living at this place with this guy who's like a total, like, this guy was like on and off drugs and like living at home. I'm living with his family, you know, but I wouldn't have had anything that I was able to get on stage and make jokes about that stuff. And I learned, that's how I, you know, learned to cope with things.
Yeah.
And so I quit again, and I started doing it again probably like 2019. And then I quit again in the pandemic. And then when I wrote my first book, I started doing live shows, and then the live shows kind of turned into more comedy. There's a slideshow involved too.
Okay.
Just like with the
so it's like a one-man.
one woman show. But then now again, I've started just also getting up around New York and just doing straight stand up again.
And what makes you a libertarian?
I just want the smallest government possible.
Why?
Because I don't think that, I don't trust that they're the best solution. I feel like with that, think of all the things they touch, it goes to shit half the time, you know?
I can see that.
I feel like it gets, and I'm a small L libertarian. I'm not a member of the Libertarian Party because I feel like the Libertarian Party is kind of embarrassing, you know? Like there's a lot of it's not serious.
Right.
But I just feel like they work so hard to divide us, and they don't really help with anything.
Do you feel like we're too progressive for a two-party system?
Yeah, I definitely think the two-party system in general is bad, because I think that it leads to a lot of corruption, because the one side will always benefit its own side, like, or always back up its own side,
right,
no matter what.
Right.
And you just always point out how the other side did things that were so much worse, and then so on and so forth. And then we're so divided, and I get it from both sides a lot.
We're divided as hell.
Yeah, we are. But it's like, it's beneficial of politicians to do that. Because if it's vote for me, the other side's evil, that's very motivating.
Yeah, especially like, you know, this election year, man, it's just, you get to see the bad from every side. It's like, it's so tiresome.
It is tiresome, and it's like both sides saying, if this person wins, then everything, like the whole world is over.
Going to shit.
The whole, and I will get people who email me and tell me that, because, you know, and I'm not on either side, I'm independent. It's like, because I'm not on your side, I'm personally responsible for ruining the world. And I that's just like giving me way too much power.
You support Democrats?
But I don't support anybody.
Right.
You know, I don't support anybody, because it's, you know, I mean, think about just taxes, for example. How much money we pay in taxes? I pay, like, in New York, a fucking ridiculous amount. But all the money, I wouldn't mind paying a ton of money to help people, but it doesn't do that. That's not where the money goes.
Right.
The money, the government, it's all, people want to stay in power, or.
And the East Coast is racking up with all those tolls.
Oh, it's crazy. It's so expensive to just stay alive in New York. It's ridiculous.
It's about $20 a day to go through tolls.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, the rent's expensive, food's expensive, everything's expensive. So I just, you know.
But New York is fun.
It is fun.
It
is fun. I mean, I'm just like a boring pregnant lady now, but I mean.
What was the hardest thing about being pregnant?
Being off my ADHD medication and being off of nicotine.
You seem pretty chill right now.
Yeah, it's hard though.
And
like,
you think you'll go back?
Nicotine, yeah.
Nicotine, but what about the ADHD?
So I'm gonna go back. I don't think I'll be on stage on it anymore, because I think I've been a lot better on stage.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because that stuff just handcuffs your mind and it restricts your creativity.
Well, the thing is, one of my main issues is I have like impulse control, which is a bad thing pretty much everywhere else except on stage. Because if the less you're thinking, the better you're gonna be when you're on stage.
Right.
So
right. I see what you're saying.
But it's harder for me to go and do like basic shit, like folding a shirt. Like, I can't fucking do it. I can't.
It takes me. When I so I've learned myself. All comedians, we suffer from it. ADD, ADHD. I have to pack as soon as I call my Uber.
Yeah. Because you need the fear.
Yeah, I need the fear. I can't just, like some people, you know, I've dated girls and they got their suitcases packed 3 days in advance. It's like, how?
Yeah, I can't do that.
If I did that, I'd change everything in it multiple times.
Yeah, I have a hard time focusing. I have a hard time writing, doing anything. I can't. I feel like I'm living through mud when I'm not on the medication. Mm-hmm. But my husband was like, you know, I'm very emotional too, but it's also I'm pregnant. So it's like hard to say.
Pregnant brain.
Dude, I mean, I'm like, I'll be a nightmare. I'm a nightmare in general.
How much has he been getting it since you?
So much. Okay, I'll just give you an example. Before I left, I have my shit all over the place. It's like, and he's very like OCD clean. Okay, this is a military guy, very clean. Yeah. And he's like, maybe could you like pick up this and that? And I'm like, if you, fine, I'll leave. I'll live somewhere else. If you want me to live, but then I'll like right away be like, that was crazy. Like that. I may have overreacted there a little bit.
Oh my God.
I get like so emotional. Mm-hmm. But also it's probably because I'm pregnant. But it's hard to tell.
I know you got like 3 things you're missing.
Nicotine.
ADHD
medication. And
then now a small human growing inside of you.
Yeah, which is, it's crazy. And I hate when people say like, oh, like you're not the first person ever to be pregnant. Yeah, but this is the first time I've been pregnant.
Right.
And this is a big fucking deal that affects every single thing in my life.
It is. It definitely is.
Like,
your life will never be the same after this.
No.
In a good way.
In a good way, but it's also weird because, like I said, I mean, in New York, nobody does this. Like in New York, I had a baby from sex. Like at 35 is actually old as shit to have a baby anywhere else except New York.
Everybody in New York is asexual.
It's everyone in New York, it's like 40 years old, you do IVF. You know what I mean? It's not like, I got pregnant, we were
How
like.
much is IVF?
A lot. It's like
it's
like upwards of that. Because we did embryos. I have frozen embryos because I thought like I wasn't gonna be able to get pregnant. And then
men freeze their sperm?
Yeah, I don't know why you would. I
want to get the snips.
Oh, okay.
I want to get snipped and freeze some of my sperm so if, like when I'm in my 40s, I want some more kids. You know, I might meet my wife in my 40s.
Yeah.
And we might.
But you don't want to keep rolling the dice until then.
Hell no.
That makes sense then.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, it's crazy how men can just have kids until they're like 80.
Man, it's been too many close calls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought, yeah.
I want to get the snips, but I do want the ability to produce more.
Well, you can do that way. I froze embryos, and then because I thought I wouldn't be able to get pregnant, I actually had a doctor tell me, like, you need medication to bring you up to, like, a 10% chance to get pregnant. I got pregnant, like, without, like, we weren't trying anymore.
What's your ethnicity?
I'm Polish. Okay. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like my grandma had 9.
Oh, yeah, you good. It's in your DNA to be fertile.
It's crazy. I was like, I got pregnant in, like, 5 months.
After you got
off the birth control. And I was like, oh, because you also hear like there's this resurgence of like the weirdos in the comment section that are like, you know, if you're not 23 and you're not having a baby, like you're just, you know, like incel shit or whatever. I kind of was like, oh, I'm probably just like everybody else and I'm not gonna be able to get pregnant and like I'm too old.
Well, I mean, at your age now, this is the age when adults, we start reaching, you know, financial stability.
Yeah.
So like this is when I had my kid at 23, dude, I was sleeping on a sofa.
Oh man, 23. If I had a kid when I was 23, I think I was also sleeping on a sofa. I can't imagine that. I
had to grow up real quick.
Yeah.
I took like 5 years off of comedy when I had my first kid just to be a father. I had to go get a real job. I'm like,
yeah.
I made this kid, you know, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. I mean, I also thought just because 35 is also the age where they call it like a geriatric pregnancy or an advanced maternal age. So I felt for so long, I was like, I don't know, like I'm probably not gonna, there's all these chances of miscarriage. I was so prepared for all the bad, like for like the bad possible outcomes of like having a miscarriage or having like, you know, such a severe disability that it's not gonna be viable and all that. I never considered it just like being okay. And so now that I'm like, 4.5, 5 months, I'm like, this baby's gonna live in my apartment.
I think you're having a girl.
You think it's a girl? My husband thinks it's a girl. I think it's a boy.
Because when I see women carry boys, they always get the wide nose and they look puffy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that holds true for everybody, so don't come at me.
Yeah.
But all the women that I personally know that had boys, they got like...
My nose has been the same size.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's a boy. I don't know why. I worry the girl's gonna like hate me. Cause you see, like she'll be like a teenager. She'll be like, you don't know anything. And like...
I think it's cause I've seen all sides. I got female cousins, a lot of boy cousins that I grew up close with. And they all, except for one, there's like 5 that I saw grow up. The 2 that were sneaky, one of her dad was a pastor and, you know, had a very strict household. And the other one, her parents were very strict. But the others that I saw that, you know, their parents were just like very open and not too judgmental. Yeah. You know, I think that's one of the balances of having kids. I mean, because now the availability to reach out to strangers. Yeah. It's like my daughter tells me some crazy shit, like, and I have to really sit there and not emotionally respond. Yeah. Because I don't want to scare her away from telling me stuff in the future. Like when she's about to be a teen in like 2 years, 2-3 years. So it's like, I want her to be a teenager and, hey dad, this guy online told me I should come meet him. Right. Instead of her, you know, thinking she has to sneak off to do it. Right. So I just think it's a good balance.
It is scary though. Like we didn't like, I don't know. I mean, I guess we had like AOL chat rooms.
We didn't like.
When we were younger.
Like when I think about kids now that, you know, self-harm themselves. Yeah. I didn't even know that was an option when I was a kid.
Yeah, there's all that stuff out there.
I didn't know people were like.
I learned about it on Degrassi, probably.
Yeah. I didn't even know that was a. Man, look at this shit. Get your ass on. Yeah. Goddamn B.
I know.
That's one thing about black folks. What the fuck? What do I smell like?
I was like, I know, he likes it.
That's one thing about black folks. We'll fight and shoot, but
I don't want to
let a bee or a bug. But yeah, I just think it's about that good balance.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know how to hold
any of us?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how to hold a baby though. If somebody handed me a baby right now, I'd be like, don't hand me that.
You gotta learn how to swaddle?
Yeah, I don't know how to swaddle.
You gonna breastfeed?
I'm gonna try, yeah.
That's how I be watching porn on Instagram on the low.
Really?
Women show their whole titties. I know it sounds so crazy.
When they breastfeed?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that.
There's like a whole page dedicated to breastfeeding.
Really?
Yeah.
If I looked at your algorithm, it'd just be like breastfeeding women.
such a creep.
That's okay.
Yeah. I mean, never saw any of my kids get breastfed.
Really? I'm gonna try, but I don't know. It's just like I don't know what I'm doing. The baby's gonna live in my apartment. I assume it's like weird. It's gonna live with me. You know, it's gonna be weird. There's gonna be a baby living in my apartment.
Yeah. Your sleep schedule's gonna be fucked.
Yes.
Until they're like maybe 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
I think my daughter started. It's so crazy. You have to sleep when your kid sleeps.
But when do you like shower? You don't shower?
When they're asleep.
Yeah.
Get a Mama-Roo.
I've heard about Mama-Roo.
I've seen someone. Oh, one kid loved it. One kid hated it.
Okay.
But it imitates like a mom walking, and then there's this smart cradle. I'll send it to you. Yeah,
I mean, I feel like I'll figure it out. My husband was the one that wanted kids, and I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, I could have his kids. Like he's actually.
He knows how to kill people.
Right, and isn't it shocking when you saw him? Right, you would not have looked like that man went to war.
I never would have imagined.
No, his skincare routine is longer than mine too. So you're right. Like he is like, I mean, I was not interested in him at all at first because he was just not my type.
He wore you down?
He wore me down.
How?
So the first date, my sister is the one who convinced me to go out with him. And she was like, just try it. Like because he's conventionally attractive. I wasn't really like into that. I don't know. I was into very different things, creative types.
Little bad boys.
Yes, bad boys, creative, mostly creative types. People who are in any creative field. He's a finance guy. It's just not my thing. And so she convinced me to go out with him. We're looking. I met him on Raya. The dating app.
Oh, the high end.
Yeah.
Dating, yeah.
So she's the one who clicked the heart, but I'm like, whatever, I'll go out with him. It's fine. So I went out with him. I was like, ugh, I was disgusted at the sight of him. Honestly, I was disgusted at the. He was wearing fucking loafers, obviously. You know what I mean? He had his finance douche uniform on. Yeah. I was like, ew. So I was trying to think of reasons I had to go home, but I couldn't really think of any good ones. So I drank 5 tequila sodas.
Damn.
I just got drunk. I just was like,
him?
Yes, and I started kissing him.
Yeah.
No, and I started because I was like, fuck. But then even then I was like, whatever. And because I didn't really want like a boyfriend. I was kind of like, I was happy. I had people I was seeing, and I was happy in that situation. I really was. Like I actually was fine being independent. I was career focused. I had a few people I was seeing. I was fine with that. It was cool. He really liked me right away though. Because, I mean, on our first date, I told him I thought he went to Afghanistan. I told him I thought the war he fought in was good for nothing. He's like, I don't get a lot of that. He's like, I get a lot of, he agrees with me as someone who went over there.
Really?
I write about this in my book.
Show me your book.
Yeah. She
sent me a copy. I got to read it.
I Used to Like You Until, yes, How Binary Thinking Divides Us. A lot about what we've been talking about, like being divided. But I told him that. He was like, who is this girl? Most girls are just like, thank you for your service, right? I was like, well, and then I got hammered. And so he kept asking me out. I was kind of like, I don't know. I don't really know. Right. I don't know. And finally, I canceled 2 second dates on him. And then the third date, he picked a place right by his apartment. And he showed up late, and he was wearing a hoodie, and he wasn't shaven. He had a hat on.
And
I was like, he's hot. And then we never spent a night apart after that. We moved in together of 4 months. We moved in together.
Damn.
So it was really fast. Everyone in my life was like, what? You have a boyfriend? Even I was like, yeah, and we lived together. And it was like, who is this guy? So yeah.
What did he do to you?
I don't know, still to this day, but it was I think what it is he fully accepts me, because I can be a lot. I am a lot. He doesn't judge me for anything that I've done in the past. He doesn't judge me for being myself, for having an alternative approach to the world. He just kind of meets me where I am, and he a lot of the things I've been judged for in past relationships, he thinks are fun about me. You know?
Yeah.
Anyone who's a comedian, people...
We're crazy.
We're crazy, but people like it.
I love you one day, hate you the next.
Mm-hmm. And I'm nuts. I'm crazy. I am nuts.
Yeah.
But he's okay, he's so even keeled, and I can't shake him. I tried.
That's your soulmate.
Yeah, I tried. And it's crazy that my soulmate's in finance. I never would have thought that.
Stability.
The thing is though, he's so much fun. On paper, if I would see oh, this guy grew up in Westchester, he's in finance, I'd which is basically what dating apps are. It's so I was like, disgusting. He played lacrosse, which is dude, ew. That's as gross as it gets. And he watches it still. And I can't, I have a bunch of bits about lacrosse. Trust me, it's disgusting. Yeah. If my kids go into that, I'd rather have them go into anything than lacrosse.
Drugs.
Yeah, please sell drugs, like an adult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do something. At least you're making money. Lacrosse, you can't make any money.
My kids, they play tennis, basketball, and swim.
Okay, that's respectable.
Yeah.
That's respectable. Lacrosse, you'd have a hard time with that, right?
I don't even know what schools offer that.
Yeah, the professional lacrosse players still have other jobs,
There's nobody who stood out yet.
There's nobody. No, it doesn't matter. He still watches it, and I forgive him for that. But but he's fun, and he's actually just non-judgmental and cool, and it can be hard to find that. And he's not threatened by me being successful, which men a lot of times are.
That's very good that you have someone that's not and that's the hard part about dating in the industry.
Yeah.
I know my wife is probably working at some bank.
Yeah, she's an investment banker.
Wells Fargo. I'll meet her one day when I'm taking in a check or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, it's.
You do online banking?
Oh, I don't do anything. He does everything. I don't know my password for my bank account. I'm
old school. I have the apps, but I always take checks in the bank.
Okay.
And girls are there why don't you just? I'm like, hey, I like the interaction.
Yeah. Well, let's get out of that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't. My brain doesn't do those things.
Yeah.
I can do hard things. I've done hard things, but when I hear file this claim, I can't do it.
Yeah. Are you like me where if you order something and it doesn't work or it's not your size, it doesn't fit right?
Oh.
Will you just leave it at the house?
Leave it there. I have a pile of shit.
Yeah, I'm not sending it back. I need a woman who will sell my stuff that, like shoes that are too small. Or
He's so organized and he takes care of. And I thought that a relationship like this would be boring, but it's actually
it's the balance.
It's the most freeing thing in my life because I know that I have this person that loves me no matter what. Mm-hmm. And so I don't have to worry like, oh, if I said this thing, that people are mad that I said this thing. Right. I still come home to this person who fucking loves me, which makes me more fearless, which ultimately makes you better.
And you get to relax. You don't got to worry about a lot, and you can be more creative.
Exactly.
It helps you a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that's somebody told me that they were like, once you find a good wife, you'll be unstoppable.
My career skyrocketed when I started dating him, because I also did. I dated a lot of guys who were losers too. Like but things were never worse for me than I was dating the guy that was like abusive towards me. It was horrible. But then you stay in it because you believe these things about yourself that this person, like, it's just so sneaky. Like, he made me believe.
Brainwashing is gradual.
He truly brainwashed me. It's like, it's crazy looking back, but it is gradual. This person started out as my friend for years. We started hooking up. And, and next thing you know, it's like, I'm living in fear of everything I say or do. How is he going to feel about it? And he's not even letting me over his apartment because he doesn't want anyone to know we're dating. Like, it's crazy.
When you were with him, did you feel like you would take up for him if somebody saw him being like an asshole to you?
Of course.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's the sucky part about like stepping into domestic issues. It's like, cause like if one of my little cousins told me like her dude was, cussing her out or putting hands on him, mm-hmm. and then you go beat his ass, and then they back together.
Yeah.
It's like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I wrote about this in my book too, where there was actually a few times where it got physical, and there was a time that I admitted that, and then we got back together anyway. So then I had to hide that I was with him. So then I just like disappeared from like the face of the earth of my friendships.
All your friends.
So then, but that's what they want. And then it's like, so Dr. Drew, don't you know Dr. Drew?
Yeah.
He's a good friend of mine. I love Dr. Drew.
Yeah, they isolate you.
Yes, he called it a cult of two, which makes a lot of sense to me. Because it's a cult of two people where Dr. Drew is so good. So I met Dr. Drew, he did the Gutfeld show once, and I made a joke. I was in this relationship at the time. And I made some joke where he was like, are you okay? He was like, do you want to go get coffee? Like, he just knew. And he was one of the first people I like opened up to about this. So now we're like good friends. My husband and I got married actually at their event space, their apartment in New York.
Oh, wow.
But it all started with like, when he first met my husband, Dr. Drew said to me, he said, do not fuck this up. He's like, where did you find him after all this? But I had to be single for a little while,
right?
And like not fully in a relationship because it's a mind fuck. Because there was like, I had to go, he like, fucked me up, right? Whatever, I was covered in bruises. I go to the hospital. I'm talking about it so nonchalantly, but it was my life, right?
Because you healed from it.
I healed from it, but he had me convinced that it was I was physically abusive because I was at the door, like, don't go, and like had his arm, like, please don't go. And I had a therapist like make me say out loud, like, this person is so much tall, like a foot taller than you, more than twice your weight. He could have handled that in a way.
What do you weigh, like 115?
Yeah, before I was pregnant, yeah. Like I weighed like, maybe at the time, because I was not eating because I was so miserable, I probably like 106. He could have clearly dealt with that in a way that didn't involve you needing to go to the ER for your pain,
Yeah,
But at the time, you're like, well, it's my fault because I was standing by the door. And like, what else was he supposed to, like?
Oh, so now you start rationalizing.
Yes, you start rationalizing that like, oh, well, I was actually being physically abusive because I was saying like, don't go, and standing by the door and grabbed onto him. Me grabbing it did nothing. Like I couldn't physically hurt him if I tried. This also wasn't not what I was trying to do, but it messes up your head. It really messes up your head. And it took me a while to get out of that. And this book is the first time I'm opening up about that. There's a lot of things I'm opening up about for the first time. Because I think being vulnerable is really important. Because it's like, it's going to lead us to see each other as human beings, I think. Right. That's a problem with what's going on now. People don't see each other as human anymore.
Right.
Like, I've been through this shit.
What do you think made that? Social media?
I think social media is part of it. I'm so uncomfortable with social media. I need to post pictures where I look bad. I need to admit things that I've been through that have been horrible. I just feel this need to expose myself because I don't want people thinking that it's real. Like my hair's not real, for example. This is clipped into my head.
Oh, wow.
Of course. But I can't just say that people are like, oh, I love your hair. I'm like, oh, thank you. I bought it myself. You know what I mean?
This is clipped on too.
This is clipped. This is clip-ins. I know, theirs is not. I know, but this is. But I just feel, and I will get nervous. Like after this podcast, every podcast I ever do, I'm like, man, I shared too much, but I keep doing it. And
it's your truth, and it's liberating for you.
It is liberating for me.
And look at me sounding like I'm about to start an all-women podcast.
It's women, yes. Honey. But also people will reach out to me and they'll say, this happened to me, or this and that, you know? And I think that's why I'm like naked, covered in hate mail on the book cover. Because that's the idea, is like vulnerability, even in the face of overwhelming hatred. I started doing this thing where I get like, and I don't look a lot at the comments or the mentions, but sometimes I'll come across one that's really mean, and I'll DM the person and I'll say, that really hurt my feelings. And 9 times out of 10, they're like, I'm so sorry, I didn't think about it, because they don't like think of me as being a person. Like
they see you as an entity.
Yeah, as an entity. And 1 time out of 10, the person will use that to be like, I'm glad your feelings are, you little bitch. And like, I'm like, okay. But then I just, then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna disengage. But 9 times out of 10, I'll say, you know, that hurt my feelings. Like, and then they apologize. I'm like, don't worry about it. But this is like the whole other side's all evil. They're all bad. It's like, no, they're not. Like, you know that everybody knows that's not true. It's easier for politicians to gain votes and get more power if we believe that we need them to protect us from the evil other.
Right.
But it's really, we're losing out on a lot of relationships with each other. So I think when I'm willing to show my weaknesses.
Yeah, I don't really talk politics and religion with a lot of people because, I mean, people got what they believe in, I got what I believe in, and you're not gonna sway me.
Right.
And I'm not trying to sway you.
Right. And it's fine. I mean, just like, you know.
Just be a human.
And I'm sure you have so many friends who have different beliefs, and I have so many friends who have different beliefs, walks of life, and and it's not a big deal.
Right.
It's not a big deal. But
imagine, like, because I remember during the pandemic where people were like, oh, I can't be friends with somebody who's voting for Trump, and it's like, well, we're not friends.
Yeah, that's, to me, is crazy.
Yeah,
that to me is, I vote third party, and I didn't even vote for Trump. I lost friends because I like work with people because I work at Fox, and it's insane. It doesn't make sense. But it's a lot easier to believe you're a good person just because if everyone who votes for Trump is bad, you get to be good just because you're not voting for Trump.
Yeah, blind support of a candidate is crazy.
It's crazy.
Just like you got a lot of people of color. Uh-oh. Had a hit. There we go.
Ooh.
There we go. My first ladybird fish. Well, on the podcast. There we go. Got to get him out of all this shit. I hope I don't lose him. Damn.
I see it.
Is that a cat? Yep.
Oh, there you go.
You want to touch him?
Yeah, I don't care.
Hold up. So, don't touch the sides. I'll show you. The top, those are spikes.
Yeah.
Let me wait till he calms down a little bit. They'll sting you. I don't want you to get stung. All right, calm down, buddy. So, yeah, there you can touch him on the top of the head. Yeah. You done?
Oh.
Nope.
No.
Anybody got a napkin? I hate touching cats. They're all slimy. I got one. First lady bird fish on the pod with Kat. Good omen.
Yeah, there you go.
I was like, man, I'm gonna lose him and all that shit.
See, I used to be able to do that, what you're doing. I used to do that. I'm too scared now. Or I just haven't done it forever and I don't remember how.
He got it pretty good.
I used to take all the hooks out for all the cousins because I was not scared.
You're a tough broad. No, but like I was saying, there's a lot of people of color that are blindly supporting Kamala Harris because she's a black woman.
We don't even know who she is, really. Like, she's not been doing, you know what I mean? She's just been like, nobody cared about her. And then now, all of a sudden, everybody's like, she's the best thing ever.
He bit me, son of a bitch.
Just because, well, the stuff with Joe was crazy. I mean, like, that man was not okay.
No.
And you couldn't say that, though.
No.
Because that was supposed to be a Republican thing to say.
Right.
But like.
Stupid.
You bet you again?
Yeah, bitch ass. So, I don't know if you was looking, I'm a big black Republican. Mm-hmm. And Trump's consultant is in town taking me out.
Oh, okay.
He's bringing me to Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, that's cool.
He was releasing a documentary that's produced by Trump or some shit. I don't really know. His name is Harlan Hill. You know him?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
crazy fucker.
I've met him a few times, yeah.
Crazy fuck. We were hanging out last night. That bitch was drunk as shit. I said, dog, go home. Just because we're at the mothership, I don't want you to get banned.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, just go back to your hotel, dog. Like, we'll link up tomorrow.
Yeah. That's funny. I don't even remember drinking now. Cause it's been, I guess.
Oh, I can't wait to have a drink tonight.
Yeah.
I didn't drink last night because, after I get off flights, I feel weird.
Yeah.
My doctor said I get same shit I get when I'm in Denver. What's that shit called? Altitude sickness.
Yeah.
But he says probably because you're dehydrated. Because I don't like to pee. I don't like to drink a lot when I'm on a flight because I don't want to be
hungover when you land.
No, I don't like to drink a lot of water.
Oh, go in the bathroom.
Yeah. I like to chill. I'm a big dude. I don't need to be excused. My bad.
I'm worried about I'm touring all the way up until I give birth, basically, and I'm gonna be a big dude. I'm gonna be huge. I'm touring. I mean, I'm coming back to Austin in a little bit in October to do some shows.
Oh, you'll be back in Austin?
Yeah, I'm doing Cap City.
Oh, I'll come pull up on you.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, come by October 5th and 6th. And I mean, I love Austin. I really like Austin. It's pretty cool. I'm going all over. It's the cool thing about touring. It's like going all over the country, seeing all these different people, and you know.
Yeah, I love touring. Now that my kids are getting older, touring is like, all right, that's why I'm doing the podcast, so I can be in one place more, get more stuff going.
It's just fun to, meet different people and see all these different places. It's gonna be tough though when I'm flying, at.
Cause at 7 months you gotta stop.
Yeah, I gotta stop. My last, I'm 34 weeks on December 28th, I think.
That's my birthday.
Oh yeah, happy. So you're a Sagittarius, right? Is that what it is, Capricorn? I'm not that into it. Me. So, but yeah, my last show is the 14th and 15th, so I'm taking it right up to the line when I can't fly anymore. And you have to walk around a little bit on the plane. My husband's joke is that he's gonna come so I have someone to yell at. But Where are
you at the 14th and the 15th?
Naples, Florida.
Oh, Off the Hook?
Yeah, Off the Hook.
That's a good club.
Yeah, I've never been there.
Captain Brian.
I think I'm doing 3 shows.
Yeah, it's dope.
3 dates.
I was just there June, July, something like that.
Yeah.
It was fun.
So I do a mix of clubs and theaters. But it's fun. I love it. It's exhausting because I do Gutfeld 5 nights a week and then touring Saturday,
That's
Sunday.
in New York?
Yes, I'm in New York Monday through Friday, and then I'm touring Saturday, Sunday. I'm on tour every weekend except Halloween weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, and then I'm gonna have a baby.
Yeah.
So I'm giving myself a month and a half if I can't fly. So that's when I'm gonna figure out how to be a mom. A month and a half is enough time.
Learn to swaddle. If you're gonna breastfeed, I don't think you can do nicotine. I don't know how to.
No, I don't think you. Yeah, it's kind of more time without nicotine. That's the thing I miss the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Want to hit it?
Right? Could you imagine?
A little puff?
What if I did? Just cut it out.
I wouldn't let you.
No, I would never. That's the thing. I would never, which is what's so messed up because nothing could make me quit nicotine except for the baby. Mm-hmm. I would never quit. And I'm gonna go right back to it as soon as I can because it's the best. It really is the best.
I get it.
But I love this baby so much that I've not even met yet.
That's the crazy thing about motherhood and fatherhood. I'm loving a stranger.
Yeah.
I don't even know you, bruh.
I don't know. This kid's could grow up to be someone horrible. You know, like annoying person that like lacrosse, for example. Like I said, like that's the worst thing I can.
That's so funny.
But then I married their dad who likes lacrosse. But I mean, I guess people just figure it out, and you love them even if they are like shitheads.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I hear. But it's like I do all this for this kid already, and it's like it's gonna get harder.
I think you're gonna be a great mom.
Thank you.
I can sense it.
Thank you.
I think you'll be a great mom.
Thank you.
You and your dude already got a great thing going on, so I think, yeah.
I hope, I mean, it's weird. I mean, I'm gonna do my best. I mean, it's just gonna be so weird when they get older and they tell me no. When they're like, no. That's gonna be weird.
Be like, what are you saying?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I gave up nicotine for you.
Don't tell me no. I should have smoked with your ass.
Yeah, exactly. I should have smoked a pack of Marlboro Breads a day with you acting like that.
Let you be fucking Forrest Gump. You telling me fucking no.
You could have been born 3 pounds because I was, I mean, everybody talks about their like post-meal, like whether they want to have, because we can't have sushi or turkey or whatever. I just want a pack of Zins at the hospital. Like I want to just be like, because it's gonna hit really hard. After all this time.
It's gonna be like heroin.
Like I'm gonna throw up, like probably. I'm gonna hit I want to go out to get hookah. That's what I want to do. I used to love to go get hookah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashish, whatever that shit called.
I love to go to some hookah.
Hookah's cool.
I mean, just because
I smoke it.
Because I can't. I like the fruity flavors, but I had to quit vaping because I took it too far.
Yeah.
I took it too far.
Yeah.
I was smoking multiple vapes at once in public places. Like that's like, I just felt like I couldn't get it enough.
Yeah. I get that.
When I first had to like quit vaping, I was using nicotine pouches that were 12 milligrams, which is insane.
That's a lot.
That's insane. I've seen people throw up off 6.
Were your gums not bleeding?
No, but then I went down, so now now I'm not doing any. But like when I quit vaping, I was vaping that much that I needed 12 milligram pouches.
I imagine I need 6.
Yeah, 6 is that's
need 6.
That's where I was at probably before I got pregnant.
Yeah. Well, we got to get ready to get out of here.
Yeah, I know you got.
I got some stuff to do. You got some stuff to do. By the time this airs, you'll already have done Rogan.
Yeah.
That'll be amazing.
Yeah.
Kill it.
Thank you.
Talk about your new book.
Yes.
You can't get high with Joe, damn.
I know, that's the thing. I can't smoke with him, can't drink with him because I just have the baby.
Yeah. But let everybody know where they can find your stuff.
Yeah,
at.
all my stuff, my book, and all my tickets to all my live shows. I'm going all around the country at therealkattimpf.com.
There we go. Shout out to her. Shout out to baby mamas all across the world.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Peace.